Thriving Thursday, my fabulous small business owners, or as we call them around here, are fabulous, financially free fabpreneurs. And the fabpreneurs community is made up of heart center female entrepreneurs who are speakers, authors, coaches, content and course creator, and perhaps others. And if you've never been here before, if you've never watched, I'm Evie Diaz. I'm a financial empowerment speaker, and I am the creator of the simplest method of manifesting financial freedom, which, if you don't know by now, it's called the FAB, money scripting method of manifesting financial freedom. And I see you out there, so go ahead in the chat, tell us your name and promote yourself. Where are you watching? Where on social media are you? Where in the world are you? And what's your business all about? I want to hear from you. So go ahead, do not be shy. You have our full permission to let us know who you are and where you're tuning in from. Now, if you are a female entrepreneur, I want to invite you to check out our free Facebook group for women who are in business whose intention is to manifest money and become financially free. And today, I have one of those women right here with me, and her name is Carolyn Mann. So I'm going to go and mute myself while she introduces herself. Go ahead, Carolyn, unmute yourself and tell us about you.
All right. Thanks, Evie. So great to be here on Thriving Thursday. I'm Carolyn Mann, and you'll see in my little caption there that I am known as the Money Lady. So I help heart-centered female entrepreneurs put down strong roots so they can grow their money. So manifesting money is really important, but knowing what to do with your money is also very important. And I got involved because I discovered that many women are confused about the financial world. And let's face it, it's been male dominated for many years. So I explain things in a very easy manner because my previous background was as a plant lady and I took care of plants. And I realized from taking care of plants that they need attention and they need the right conditions. And guess what? So does your money. So we're going to use those same principles of growing plants to growing your money. And that's what I do in a nutshell.
I love it. So if you ponder upon this live or on a replay, stop. No coincidence here. There is something that you're supposed to hear or listen to, and it may be something you've heard before, but you kind of put it off, or perhaps something that you asked for a sign and you said, I want to know, I need clarity, or perhaps you asked yourself or divine source within, what is mine to do today, or what is mine to do this year, or how am I to manifest more money, and how am I to grow my money? And that's why you're here. And so bear with the fact that you might not know why you're here, but trust that you're here by divine appointment. So today, I want to talk about a couple of things. And yes, I mean two things. First of all, I want to talk about how to evolve as a small businesswoman, perhaps you can say, by giving more love to our business. And the reason why I use the word evolve is twofold. Number one, because evolve is my personal and business word for the year. Evolve. Because it is my mission to evolve and to help other women, small business women to be precise, to evolve. And what are we evolving from? We are evolving like the caterpillar into this wonderful butterfly, as the butterfly has come up as the symbol of evolve for me this year 2026. And I'm inviting you to really contemplate this idea of how do you evolve from the small businesswoman that you were last year or years ago to the woman that you want to be, or as we call it around here, your financially free fabpreneur future self. And then this month of February, we're calling it Financially Free February. And our theme is for the love of business. So when you hear that, Carolyn, what does that bring up to you? Oh, wait, think about that for a second. I forgot to say the second reason. The second reason we're talking about Evolve is because our upcoming Fabpreneurs International Women's Day, which, by the way, if you do not know what that is, go ahead and get on Google and type International Women's Day, because this is a day that has been celebrated for over 115 years from women all across the globe, all across the world. And we have been celebrating it for at least 3 years that I recall. And this year is super special. And I'll tell you why. And part of our personal Fabpreneurs theme, because I'm the founder of Fabpreneurs, is Evolve, the Fabpreneurs International Women's Day celebration. And I'm going to share with you today what that's all about and why you want to join us on Friday, March the 6th, 2026, for a 4-hour global event. I'll tell you more, but first, let's take it back to Carolyn, the money lady, as she gives us her interpretation of how to evolve by giving more love to our business, and that whole idea of evolving and giving to gain, which is the theme for the International Women's Day. Go ahead, unmute yourself, please, Carolyn, and share with us.
Okay, well, there's a lot you said there that that resonates with me. I love the word evolve. I like the thought of butterflies. And I live in North Florida, and I just moved here 2 years ago. I had no idea that the monarch butterfly comes here to North Florida to St. Mark's Wildlife Refuge on their way down south. And it's a huge, huge amount of butterflies. Monarch butterflies is beautiful. And they have a festival. And I just like that symbol that it goes from the cocoon and it opens up and it transforms, right? So we're also in the process of transforming every day. And I think when we give love to our business, it expands. Our business expands. We attract more people that we can serve. We think of more creative ideas of how we can serve others. So that's what comes to my mind. And I'm really looking forward to participating in International Women's Day. I first did something with that last year, and that's when I discovered about International Women's Day last year.
I love it. And this year is super special, as I said, because we have women like Carolyn, who, by the way, is almost completing our Abundance Accelerator. We'll soon be graduating her, hopefully next week, if not the following. I look forward to giving you your official certificate and celebrating you. And what that means is that she is committed. She's been accountable, and she's doing the work to evolve. And I specifically like that evolve and that analogy of the butterfly, because I am a true believer of the idea that we must release the old self, perhaps the old body. And yes, it may come with challenges, and yet it is possible. And, I like a book that a very well-known author, Dr. Joe Dispenza, wrote, which is about, I'm trying to look over there. What is it? Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I had to look over there because I'm reading it right now. And I like to say how to release the addiction of being your old limited self, because I believe that we are addicted to the way we were. The way we were. And I mean, do you believe that to be true?
Oh, absolutely. I've been also started last July with a program of consistent reading, working on self affirmations. Because why? Because we're programmed through all these negative messages we got, and we just need to unprogram that. You're right. We're addicted to the wrong behavior, the wrong thought patterns, but it can be changed around. So if we work on it, it's not going to happen without some work.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in our Evolve Fabpreneurs International Women's Day celebration. And what I'm going to be speaking about, so that you know, and then Carolyn's going to give you a brief description of what she's going to be sharing. I'm going to be talking about why your affirmations haven't worked, or why your money manifesting hasn't worked. I'm going to talk to you about, with proof, with neuroscience proof, of why your vision board by itself has not worked, or why journaling in the traditional way, where you're recounting your days and becoming aware of your behaviors and habits, hasn't worked to manifest money. And I'll give you a little tasting so that you get intrigued or curious, same thing, and join us. And I'll tell you how to join us in a little bit. First of all, vision boards are very good to help you envision. And while you're doing the vision board, something wonderful is happening. And it could be stronger if you look at it each and every day and contemplate and meditate upon it. It could help you. And it has to be a habit, a daily habit. And I'm a believer in developing habits, because I know that neuroscientists have explained the way we have come up with our beliefs, or 95% of the way we function, which is automatically, it is because of repetition of a habit that's been repeated. Therefore, in order for us to replace or create a new reality, which, by the way, our brain doesn't know the difference between truth or a lie, we must develop a new success habit. And if you want to challenge me, go ahead and read about some of the top people who are extremely successful in business and in life, starting from Oprah Winfrey. They all write, right? And they all do a little bit of all these things I just mentioned. So you want to do journaling or vision boarding every day, which is what I'm going to show you about the neuroscience way that I'm going to teach you how to rewire your brain, or your subconscious mind, if you will, by installing a new success habit, so that you can actually rewire your subconscious mind. And the reason why I say the traditional journaling, meaning writing, oh, today I was with Carolyn and I discover all the wrong things that I did to set up the live stream, right? What did I learn? I could write about that, and it becomes something for me to be aware of. And by the way, awareness is the first step to experiencing a breakthrough or a transformation. However, awareness alone doesn't do anything, because, for example, I could be wanting to release extra weight, which I do, and I could look at the mirror and I can try on clothes, and I become aware that I've gained weight, either because I'm looking at myself in the mirror, or because those wonderful jeans that I bought last year no longer fit nice. Instead, they feel tight and I have to push them in. Now, does that awareness alone help me to release weight?
It's the
Does
first step.
It's a first important step, but it by itself does not help me. Similarly, with affirmations, if my nervous system and my body feels uneasy about me declaring that I am going to manifest $100,000 this month, how likely am I to manifest that? Very unlikely. And just to give you food for thought, how many people say affirmations? And why aren't all those people thin in a great relationship, rich or millionaires? How many people journal? Thousands upon thousands. And how many people each year create a vision board that they never look at? As a matter of fact, today, my 2014 vision board came up on Facebook and I saved it onto my new computer because I had to really look and see how many of these things did I manifest. Well, I was blessed. I manifested quite a few, but not everything that was on that vision board. And by the way, that vision board, I did have it in a very obvious, kind of in the way place that I saw it for that whole year in 2014, as I recall. However, I have not achieved all of that in now 12 years. So when you attend our Evolve Fabpreneurs International Women's Day on March 6th, I am going to prove to you the neuroscience and also the somatic way that you will be able to learn how to regulate your nervous system, your body, your feelings if you have some perhaps financial trauma, financial stress, or some ickiness about receiving or asking for money, you're going to learn how you can rewire that from within. And what that entails, number one, is being willing to release the addiction to your old self. So the question today is to ask yourself, am I willing to release the addiction of my old self and evolve into my financially free fabpreneur future self now? That's a question for you. And I know someone out there is watching, so I'd love to hear from you in the chat. So please feel free to share. And with that, I want to hear from Carolyn. Carolyn, what are your thoughts about what I said with regards to your experience, with regards to what you learned, A, through the different lessons in the Abundance Accelerator, and B, through actually practicing this new transformational method of rewiring your subconscious mind?
Well, it's been a very good journey, and we often talk about manifesting, but manifesting wealth, manifesting money, but we don't know what to do and how to do it or why it hasn't happened in the past. So, if we just start with what you were talking about, the journaling, and we had that discussion last week that sometimes we feel like it's the same thing over and over. But if you're not doing it as a narration, like you said, not a narration of your day, but as your future self talking now, and even though it may be repetitive, you start to believe it, and things start happening. You start to see my future self is coming true, and I'm breaking that pattern of it's not going to happen, it's too hard, all those excuses that we have. So that's been great, and you have a lot of exercises in there in the 90 days. Everything from starting off with the financial trauma that we all had. I don't think anybody, had a perfect life. This life isn't like that, right? So we got some messages that were probably incorrect, and then it just formed in our mind that this is the way things are going to be. But it doesn't have to be that way. We can change it. So that's what I'm learning, and I'm really looking forward to continue the practice, not only to journal from my point of view of my future self, but to feel it, to feel how that's going to be when those things happen.
Absolutely. And by the way, I'm going to ask you to look in the camera and try to position yourself in the mirror, because in the middle, rather. Yeah, that's good. A little bit more back to where you were. That way you look in the middle. Perfect.
Okay.
So, and what do you think about this addiction to the old self? Because I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a confession. And I know many of you have heard I am not Catholic, but I'm often confessing in public. I had such a great January that I didn't even realize, because I was releasing the addiction of my old eating habits and getting into this new healthy habit, that February 1st, I realized that I had not drank a sip of any alcoholic beverage until February 1st. And it's funny. I was like, wow, look at that. And I realized how easy it is to go back. And I'm not an alcoholic and I'm not a big drinker, but I did have wine. And I realized how easy it is to go back to doing and being who you were, which, it's no coincidence that people say that not to do resolutions, because by the second week people break them. And
Right.
for me, it took a month, even though I have not set a resolution or said I wasn't going to drink. I just said that I'm going to be more healthy,
More
right?
healthy.
More healthy, right? And I
Yeah.
do like to drink wine. I am a wino. Actually, talking about that, next Wednesday, we're having a wine tasting in Aventura, which I'll talk to you in a minute. But that's how easy it is. So, what is your perspective regarding how you could evolve from that addiction of being your old limited self?
Well, it starts with intention, and you had sort of and I also in this month had maybe an unintentional intention of just being healthy, and you realize you don't you don't want to drink alcohol. It's it's not necessarily healthy, although some people say red wine is healthy. But I can tell you, I only had, I think it was till February 1st that I did not either, because I was started out with doing a fast for 3 days of just liquids, and then I didn't have any desire to drink alcohol. But in the same time, I felt more healthy. I started eating healthy, and I just felt better, having more energy, getting up earlier, able to do more things. So it's just it starts with intention.
Absolutely. And for those of you that are watching either live or the replay, write that one down. It starts with intention. What is your intention? And of course, the transformation starts with that awareness. So if you don't know the FAB money scripting method of manifesting financial freedom, at the very least, start journaling in the old traditional way, because writing that narrative allows you to have a way of becoming more conscious of your thoughts and your behaviors, and more importantly, your feelings, because how we calibrate is determined by the feelings that we are experiencing. In other words, the energy to manifest money, or as I call it, manifest, is directly aligned to the currency. The currency, which is money. So money is currency, and money has an energy, and we are energetic beings. And so, although most people tend to focus on the mindset, I like us to focus on the feelings. For example, if you're having a bad or stressful day, however you want to define it, or a sad day, and you overeat or have a sip to drink or decide to give up on your day and watch TV, it's a feeling. It is a feeling. The feeling is bringing about the thought. So, why not change the way you've thought about money manifesting by first acknowledging a different point of viewing who and how we are, which is starting with the feeling and then the thinking, which, by the way, you can research that and there's debate about what comes first. I'm a believer that the feeling comes first and then the thought. And therefore, you want to work on your feelings, your energy. For example, if you see someone on Facebook flaunting a new car, you may get a feeling, darn, why don't I have a new car, and start feeling bad about yourself because you experience envy or jealousy. The feeling came first, then the thought. So I want you to explore that. We are going to talk more about that at Evolve, the Fabpreneurs Financially International Women's Day on Friday, March the 6th. But before we jump out, let's jump into Carolyn's topic real quickly, and then I'll give you some tips about how to evolve by giving more love to your business. So, Carolyn, can you share a tiny bit of a teaser of a tasting? I like to say, for those of you who love dark chocolate like I do, perhaps a dark chocolate kiss.
Okay, so my dark chocolate kiss, which I do love, is that I'm going to be talking about growing your garden of wealth. So I said that money often behaves as plants do, and since that was my first career, I'm going to use that analogy. And when you grow a garden, you can't just like sow the seeds without a plan. You have to have a blueprint. So we're going to talk about how do you create the framework or the blueprint for your financial life. And then we have those either pests, insects we don't like, or weeds that get in the way. So we're going to talk about that, how to get rid of that, and then how to reap the rewards or have a bumper crop, because we all have goals and dreams, and let's face it, money helps us to be able to do those goals and dreams, whether it's travel or just spend more time with family. So money's important, and like you said, it is an energy, and we need to focus on it, but we need to know a little bit more about how it operates and how it works.
I am so looking forward. Let me just tell you who are watching. I became immediately attracted to Carolyn when I attended one of her master classes. I immediately knew that I wanted her to be part of our community because I knew that what she was sharing, it is something that most of us do not understand, maybe do not know, or maybe we do know, but we're not practicing. We're not putting it into practice. And when we have knowledge, but we don't apply it, what good does it do? So, having someone like Carolyn in your life and learning from her, number one, even if you're not ready today to take action in your business or in your life to allow money to grow for you in the ways that she will teach you. And I love the analogy of the planting. I love that because it's so memorable, Carolyn. So kudos to you for doing that. You have the knowledge and you want to stick with her because she's going to show you how you can start independent of where you are. And we talked about a few minutes ago that knowledge and awareness are the first steps to transformation. So that knowledge and that awareness about how to grow money and how to have money grow for you, you will gain by giving your attention to Carolyn on Friday, March the 6th, when you attend the Fabpreneurs International Women's Day. And if you heard the pun, give, and the word gain, it is because give to gain is actually the theme for International Women's Day across the globe this year. And so we're following that. And so now it's time for me to give so that you can gain. First of all, I want to make sure that you get your ticket. So make sure that you message me wherever you see this video and you and I connect because I want to send you a link so that you can get your ticket to our Friday, March 6th 2026 event. Mark that down in your calendar right now. It is a global event that's happening in 4 hours. So we have four wonderful speakers plus myself giving you pearls. So this is not a summit where people just give you top sprinkles and leave you saying, "What?" No, every speaker is going to give you 1 to 3 pearls. And you know, pearls can be priceless. They're going to give you pearls of wisdom for you to gain the knowledge, the confidence, for you to gain what you need to gain to take you to where you want to go in 2026. So make sure that you get with me, okay? So that I can give you the link to get a ticket. Now, let's talk real briefly about how to evolve by giving more love to our business. I think I've kind of went all around, but let me tell you, we must evolve from being and doing business the way we have, especially if you are not where you want to be financially in your business. And yes, you want to give more love to your business, right? And you want to fall in love with your business day by day. And there's many ways that you can fall in love with your business. And this entire month of February, I'm going to be talking about how do we fall in love. And why do I use the word love? Remember I said emotions, because the first step in the FAB money scripting method of manifesting financial freedom, F stands for feelings. And let's say emotions. And our feelings, each of our feelings and or emotions, Dr. Hawkins calibrated them, and the feeling of love calibrates at a 500 out of his 1,000 points in calibration, which is the point at which we can manifest. Meaning, when we are feeling love, and you could feel love, by the way, when you hug your spouse, your partner, your family member, your friend, oxytocin comes out of us, which is a great hormone that allows us to feel that. And of course, this being the month of February, and our intention is to be financially free in February, and this being the month of love, we want to start, to use Carolyn's analogy, planting the seeds so that we can grow our money tree. This behind me is a money tree right here.
Yeah.
And so this month, we're going to build a money tree. And you'll be hearing more about building that money tree with me, because I am going to be gifting someone a surprise during our March 6th Evolve event. And that's going to be based on our virtual money tree growing. And little by little, we're going to be learning, how can I love my business more? And you can tell how much you love your business by how you behave each and every day with the things that you love about your business and the things that you don't love. And so the first secret is, number one, can you do more of what you love in your business to love your business more? Do you recognize what are the things that you love in your business? Write those down in your journal. What do you love? And maybe on a second column or on a separate page, you can write, what are the things that, let's call it, I don't love as much? And then ask yourself, how can I love it more? Or how can I delegate it? Because you may not love it, but someone else may love to do those things for your business. So figure out how to love your business more. And as I say that, what comes to your mind, Carolyn?
Well, paperwork is not something I love. It's not necessarily paperwork because everything's digital, but just filling out applications and the eyes aren't as good as they used to be. So having a maybe a virtual assistant would be a wonderful thing this year.
Awesome. So that's a great intention. And until that happens, how can you bring more love into your business so that you can elevate your energy, thus elevating your currency?
Well, I could just think about all how many more women I can help and expanding that love and use the analogy of the sponge gets full and then you have to squeeze it to get the water out. So I'm going to squeeze some more love out so that I can spread it and reach more people.
Yes. And I'm going to encourage all of us to really focus on that, on how we can give more love to our business, right? Because the theme for International Women's Day is give to gain. So, how much more can we give to our prospective clients and our clients? You heard me right. Prospective clients and our clients. Because isn't it true, right? That you can grow a seed, and I'm going to use the money lady analogy. You can plant seeds, and in order for those seeds to grow or germinate, I think I'm saying the right term. Am I?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
We
yes.
must water it. So watering it is giving it more love, right? Which, by the way, I've been forgetting to water it more frequently, my money tree. But my money tree has been really great to me. Um, and today, I was talking about getting ready to do a master class, which I'll do next week. And it's this idea of romancing the revenue. How do we romance the revenue? And I put why loving your business is your best strategy. Because we're going to be focusing a lot on how do we develop a better relationship with our business and a better relationship with money. Because many times we don't have a good relationship with either one of them. And you can, when you're journaling tonight, think about the relationships that are most important and are doing really well in your life, and perhaps those that are not. And look and see how or to who can I assimilate or can I compare my relationship with my business and my relationship with money, someone perhaps that you have in your life, or someone that you had and the relationship went really sour, or someone that you had and the relationship went really good, right? So when you're journaling, if you need to personalize your money relationship and your business relationship, I want you to do that in writing so that you can have an opportunity to have your own personal breakthrough. How does that sound, Carolyn?
That sounds good. I also remember you saying you could just give some love to your pet, and that will help bring that feeling up of love, and then you can start journaling after that. So, and
Absolutely.
I have a little cat,
Absolutely.
and I like to pet the cat, and she gives me love. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm so glad that you remember that. Now, for those of you that are watching, I want to make sure that I put here where you can connect with me. So you can connect with me by going to evds.com. And let me make sure that I have that here, evds.com. And then I want to make sure that I share with you how you can um, visit me and where everything is by sharing my screen real quickly here for you. And I'm going to encourage you to please check out the page that I'm going to share with you right now, and that is evds.com. And as you see, there are right at the beginning of evds.com, you can see that there is a big, what's supposed to be a ticket, silver ticket for Evolve. We are going to be opening the doors to Evolve very, very soon. And in the meantime, you can complete the form below to get notified when we open the guest list, and you will have an opportunity to be gifted a $100 pass to attend as our guest the Evolve Fabpreneurs International Women's Day event on Friday, March 6th. So please go ahead now and go to evdiaz.com and make sure you put your name there, because you want to be able to claim your chance to evolve. And let me just let you know, if you are in the South Florida area and you would like to come out and network in person and connect with other heart centers, small business women, please make sure that you check out our Fabpreneurs Galentine's event, Sip, Connect, and Prosper, next Wednesday, February 11th, in person in Aventura, Florida. And of course, if you want to celebrate Galentine's Day, and we are going to be gifting away tickets, make sure that you go to Fabpreneurs. I think you could also go here. Let's see. Well, you go to fabpreneurs.com, and from here, you will be able to. I got to fix this navigational toolbar. Actually, from here, you'll be able to go to the Financial Freedom Hour, which is next week. And that's where you'll see that next week, on we're actually going to be celebrating Galentine's Day virtually. Please make sure, oops, I made a mistake here. Hold on. Please make sure that you visit evdiaz.com, and I messed the page up. evdiaz.com/financial freedom. Let me share the screen again. Financial Freedom Hour, so that you can register for next Thursday virtual event. That is for you. If you are anywhere outside of South Florida, you can go ahead. I thought I was sharing it. Hold on. You go to evdiaz.com, Financial Freedom Hour, and you can check out our page right there. Oops, I'm covering Carolyn. What happened here to our page?
So where is the location? I do have friends in South Florida. So the location of
It's in Aventura. It's in Aventura, and it's a private event. When people register, they're going to get the address, but it's in Aventura, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in Aventura, and that's for Wednesday. But the one on Thursday is virtual for all women, and that's going to be in our Google Meet. So go ahead and visit the page right here. You can put your email, and then you can sign up for the virtual event next week. Or, and you can also, actually, we put it here both. You can find both here at evdiaz.com, Financial Freedom Hour. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this in the chat. That way, if you're watching, I hope I put this in the right chat. You can go ahead and join us. If you're in South Florida, join us in person. And if you're virtual, join us right there in the virtual world. For some reason, I'm unable to share this. Okay. But go ahead and visit evdiaz.com. I'll make sure that we link it to that homepage, which I think actually it is. You'll land in the same image, and you could choose. You can come to both, by the way, if you want. So one is Wednesday at 5, and the other one is our Thursday at 4. So when you register, if you're one of the first 5 people to register for the Aventura event, you're going to get a free wine bottle. So make sure that you register for that one, and you're going to get a free wine bottle. And yes, we are having a wine tasting. Any questions about that, Carolyn?
No, it sounds like a good deal. Like I said, I have friends that live down there, so I'll definitely let them know about it.
Awesome. So, Carolyn, I want to thank you, and I look forward to you continuing to share. And if you guys are curious, Carolyn is speaking at the event, as I mentioned, and she is also co-hosting our Thursday's event. So come next Thursday, and she's going to be running our networking event. So get to know Carolyn. And Carolyn is someone that you want to know and stick to because, after all, she's the money
The money
lady.
lady. And I have seen so many women that don't know where their money is, how to make it grow, and that's not acceptable. We're going to take care of that.
Absolutely. So I want to thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for being such an amazing community collaborator. And thank you for just spreading your knowledge, your wisdom, and all your love with everyone and anyone who is willing to listen. Thank
Absolutely.
you, Carolyn.
All right.
And thank you, everyone, for watching.